Hello, everybody. This is Skip Elsheimer. Welcome to the AV Geeks Lunchtime Streaming Show, where we watch old 16mm films. And, yeah, I hope everybody had a good Labor Day yesterday. I moved furniture. That's what we do. My wife and I, Katrina. So we're going to start off with a film that was made by a British educational film company, but it was distributed by Coronet Films. It's called Roman Wall. Enjoy.
Hadrian became Emperor of Rome in AD 117. By this time, Roman expansion had reached its height, and he ruled a vast empire, stretching from Africa to Britain, the Rhine, the Danube, and the Euphrates. Like Augustus, Hadrian believed that further expansion would weaken the empire and that consolidation was now needed. This was put into effect by building frontier barriers from the Rhine to the Danube. And in Britain, a new boundary marked the extent of Roman rule. This was Hadrian's Wall. To the north of this wall lay the wild country of Caledonia. To the south, beyond the hills, lay Roman Britain. Let us try to reconstruct this wall and find out something of the men who built and defended it. When completed, the wall was 80 Roman miles long, equivalent to 73 of our miles. And it ran from the Tyne, where Wall's End now stands, to the Solway Firth. It was built of stone and was about 15 feet high, with battlements on the north a further 5 feet high. The effective height, therefore, was approximately 20 feet. In front of it, to the north, was a large ditch. And in front of this again, the earth taken from it was piled up to form a mound, nicely sloped to the north to afford no cover to an enemy. Behind the wall, to the south, was another large earthwork known as the vallum. It consisted of a ditch and 2 mounds of earth, constructed from the material taken from the ditch. The vallum was not made for defense purposes. It merely marked the boundary of the military zone. The area between the mounds, which were 100 Roman feet apart, was cleared, and the ditch running along its axis provided a formidable obstacle. In this model, we can see the south mound, the track which provided lateral communication, the ditch, and the mound. The wall was faced with squared stones. Between the facings, the space was filled in with rough stones set in mortar made from local limestone. In this diagram, we can see the squared facings, and between them, the core of rough stones in mortar. At intervals along the wall, the Roman soldiers built forts. These forts housed the main garrisons defending the wall. Between the forts, at intervals of a mile, were smaller buildings, the mile castles. These housed the small patrolling garrisons. Between each pair of mile castles were 2 turrets. These turrets were small signaling towers, manned day and night by soldiers from the mile castles working in watches. The troops, garrisoned in the mile castles, defended the wall, while the men in the larger forts dealt with the enemy. The Roman method of defense was not merely to repulse attacks from the wall itself, but to send forces out to attack the enemy. Meanwhile, behind the wall and out of sight of the foe, they could gather their forces and make a mile castle was most convenient. If possible, they developed a pincer movement, which drove the enemy against the wall and its ditch. For this reason, the forts and mile castles had gates to the north as well as to the south. The cavalry and infantry came from distant parts of the empire to man the wall. To the north, the soldiers looked across wild and barren country. This was the land of the barbarians. To the south lay the Roman province, a land of marshes with a scattered Romanized population. Buildings in the towns were in the Roman style and occasionally copied the finest examples of Roman architecture. The Roman peace encouraged a life of cultured prosperity. The Britons, themselves skilled craftsmen, quickly assimilated the crafts of Rome. The Roman soldier had to be a versatile character, equally able to conduct a military campaign or build a fort, a granary, or a road. The soldiers themselves built the wall, each unit of 80 men being allocated a length of about 45 yards. Inscriptions marked the end of each section, and this one tells us that the centuria of Valerius Maximus built a section of the wall. This one names the centuria of Sorio. Let us discuss the buildings associated with the wall in greater detail. The mile castles, which housed the patrolling troops, had barrack and stores accommodation for between 25 and 50 men. As well as a gate to the south, each one had a gate to the north. The forts, of which there were 16 along the length of the wall, accommodated either 500 or 1,000 men. This is a model of Housted's fort, which held 1,000 infantry. Long barrack buildings occupied the east and west ends of the fortified area. In the center was the headquarters building from which the regiment was administered. On one side of it were the granaries in which food supplies for a year were stored. On the other side was the commanding officer's house, a family dwelling built round a garden court to ensure privacy. All the forts had 4 wide main gateways with double portals in order that the garrison might deploy quickly in making a sally. The final aspect of the organization of the wall, to which we have not yet referred, is that of communications. A road running behind the wall to connect forts and mile castles replaced the former track along the vallum. A footpath led off to each turret. This road was linked to 2 great lines of communication, the road to York and the other to Chester, both important Roman garrisons. Thus, the 6th Legion at York or the 20th Legion at Chester could reinforce the wall in an emergency, although the regular function of these roads was the transport of supplies in conditions of peace. Finally, we see in this reconstructed drawing what a typical section of the wall must have looked like, with the area of the vallum between the 2 earthen mounds cleared and the wall and its earthworks running away into the distance. Today, nearly 1,600 years after the last Roman soldier left it, much of the wall remains. We can still trace the ditch in front of the wall in many places. And behind it, to the south, the outline of the earthworks of the vallum. Remains of some of the Roman buildings are still to be found. And here are portions of the granaries at Housted's fort. The supports for the raised floor, allowing air to circulate beneath it, are still in place. The masonry of this turret stands yet, some 13 or 14 courses high. As you look first to the east, and then to the west, and trace the long line of the wall, winding for miles from end to end of perilous ledges and climbing from hill to hill. As you turn north to the long, flat wastes and pathless mosses, the vision of a great empire rises. Here on the uttermost limits of the Roman world, the desolate land has been stamped forever with the sign of its former lords. On these high moors, we can realize almost more clearly than in the Forum of Rome the secret of that defense by which Rome guarded the fabric of civilization through the centuries.
What do you say, granary? I was like, granary? What's a granary? I think we know it as granary. Let's see. So that was a early dive, probably late 40s, early 50s. Almost everything else I've got here is from the late 70s or early 80s. And there is definitely a vibe here. And this is because I've been, as we've been shelving films, I've been pulling ones that had provocative titles that I thought, oh, this is interesting. I want to know what this is. And it turns out most of those are from the 80s. So here's the first one, Walk Safely. And I actually recognize the young actress in this, who she plays a kid who steals from other kids in a classroom. That's pretty great. So this is Walk Safely. Enjoy.
Cinderella dressed in yellow, went upstairs to kiss a fella, made a mistake and kissed a snake. How many chocolates did it take? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Every year, thousands of kids wind up in the hospital like this little girl. She was hit by a car. But there are a few simple rules that can help you to always walk safely.
We're here to talk about pedestrian accidents, the kind of accident that happens when someone who's walking is hit by a car. Did you know that these accidents happen more often to kids than to any other group of people?
But it doesn't have to be that way. In this film, we're going to look at some different kinds of accidents involving kids and cars. In each situation, you'll see someone doing something that is not safe.
When you see someone doing something that is not safe, try to remember it. So when this movie is over, you can discuss it.
Ready? Here's the first situation.
Green light! Red light! Here comes a kid with some important news.
Hey, you guys, my cat just had kittens.
What?
Kittens!
Who has kittens?
My cat, come on over.
This accident should not have happened. You probably already know why. There are 3 simple rules that can help you to always walk safely. 1, always stop at the curb before crossing the street. 2, always look up to the left, down to the right, and up to the left again. 3, always wait until you know it's safe and walk quickly across the street while still looking out for traffic. Now let's see the right way to do it.
Hey, you guys, my cat just had kittens.
What?
Kittens!
Who has kittens?
My cat, come on over.
Always stop at the curb. Imagine there is a stop sign at any curb, whether there is or not. Always look up to the left, down to the right, then up to the left again. Always wait until it is safe. Then walk quickly across, keeping an eye out for traffic. Did you know that parked cars can be dangerous? Well, they can. So can thick bushes and shrubbery. When you cross the street in front of parked cars or thick bushes, you make it impossible for a driver to see you. Watch. Did you figure out what this girl did wrong? She quickly looked both ways, but there were parked cars that blocked her view. She couldn't see the car coming down the street, and the driver couldn't see her. Let's take a look at what she should have done. When you cross between parked cars, stop at the curb first. Look into the cars to make sure a driver isn't getting ready to pull out. If it's safe, step off the curb and walk to the outer edge of the parked car. Stop at the outside edge and then look up to the left, look down to the right, then up to the left again. Wait until it is safe. Only when you know it is safe, walk quickly across the street while still watching out for traffic. Now, lots of kids think that just because they're crossing at a crosswalk with a traffic signal, that they don't have to stop at the curb or look in all directions or wait until it's safe. But that just isn't true. Even if you're at a crosswalk, even if you have a traffic signal with a walk light, you still have to be careful. Watch these kids and see if they do something wrong. What these kids did wrong? In this case, they crossed properly with the walk signal, but the driver ran the red light. They got into trouble because they didn't follow the rules we've been talking about. They were stopped at the curb, but they didn't look in all directions, and they didn't wait until it was safe. Now let's see the right way to do it. Like we keep saying, the only safe way to cross the street is to stop. Look up to the left, down to the right, then up to the left again. And at an intersection like this one, you must also watch for cars making turns. If you have a walk, don't walk signal, cross only when it says walk, even if you have a green light. If you only have a traffic signal, always wait until it's green and only cross after looking in all directions. A lot of accidents happen to kids around ice cream trucks. Let's take a look and see how this kind of accident happened.
Bubblegum pop here has bubblegum in it.
Did you figure out what that girl did wrong? This situation is a lot like the one involving parked cars. When you're buying something from an ice cream truck, people driving cars can't see you because often you're hidden by the truck. Step to the edge of the truck, just like you would if you were crossing a street with parked cars. Stop. Look up to the left, down to the right, then up to the left again. Don't get so involved in eating your ice cream that you aren't paying attention to the traffic. Wait till you're safely back in your yard to enjoy it. Whenever you and a driver of a car can't see one another, the situation can be dangerous. Have you ever found yourself doing something like this? Here's another situation where you and the driver of a car can't see one another. Watch. Did you figure out what that girl did wrong? Let's take a look at the right way to cross the street in this situation. Just like with a parked car, an ice cream truck, or a bus. Don't get into situations where you can't see the vehicles coming in your direction and the drivers can't see you. When you cross in front of stopped cars, stop at the outer fender of every car. Look to see if there are any cars coming in the next traffic lane. If there are, make sure they stop before you continue across. You've just seen how most accidents involving kids and motor vehicles happen. Accidents like these happen hundreds of times every day. And you've also seen how to prevent them from happening. There's a couple of other good rules to remember as well. Always walk on the sidewalk rather than the street. But if there's no sidewalk, walk facing the traffic. Never play in the street or even near the curb. It just isn't safe. And if you have to walk at night, wear white or shiny reflective clothing. That way the drivers can see you. The most important thing to remember when crossing any street is this. Always stop at the curb. Imagine there is a stop sign at any curb, whether there is or not. Always look up to the left, down to the right, then up to the left again. Always wait until it is safe. Then walk quickly across, keeping an eye out for traffic. That's right. Never run into the street. That's how most accidents happen. You don't have enough time to see the vehicles that might be coming, and drivers don't have time to see you and stop. And when you have to cross between parked cars or in front of a bus or an ice cream truck, remember, walk to the edge of that vehicle and stop. Look in all directions to make sure it's safe before crossing. That way you'll avoid ending up here in the hospital. Yeah, and that way you'll always walk safely.
Yeah. Okay, so when I said actress, I guess people were like, ooh, like a film actress or a TV actress. No, this is just an actress that appears in another film called That's Stealing. That was the blonde girl. So she's older in That Stealing, and is accused of stealing by her best friend. All right, what do we got here? Oh, let's see, what time is it? Yeah, this is Stand Up for Yourself, Peer Pressure, and Drugs. Enjoy. Well, that didn't work. Let's watch this film. I'm not sure. I'll have to see what's going on with that film. It didn't quite start. Here's The Promise. Enjoy.
I always wanted a puppy. I've been asking my mom and dad my whole life if I could have one, but they always said that I was too young. Finally, when I became 10 years old, they said that I could have a puppy if I saved half of the money myself to buy him. I took every job I could find that summer, running errands for people, collecting newspapers and bottles. I was so excited, I worked harder than I ever have. I never thought that taking care of an animal would be work too. I learned that from my friends, Mr. Flynn and Princess. Princess was Mr. Flynn's guide dog. They lived across the street from my house. For not being able to see, Mr. Flynn sure did a lot of things and went a lot of places. Princess was always with him, protecting him and guiding him. Hi, Mr. Flynn!
Hi, Amy.
My father was helping me find jobs. One day, he told me about a special job for Mr. Flynn.
I just talked to Mr. Flynn, and we might have a summer job for you. See, Mr. Flynn is going to go into the hospital, and he's going to need someone to look after Princess for him.
Is Mr. Flynn okay, Dad?
Oh, yeah, he's going to be fine. But he needs somebody responsible to take care of Princess.
Could I do that?
I think so.
See, by putting this harness on Princess, I have a handle to hold on to.
So you can steer her?
No, so she can steer me. When Princess and I are out on the street, she's my eyes.
Isn't it kind of scary sometimes?
No, I trust Princess. See the clothesline over there?
Yeah?
Well, if I tell Princess to take me to the fence, it would seem like I would run into the clothesline, doesn't it? Now, watch us in action. Princess, forward. Good girl.
Do you ever get tired of taking care of Princess?
No, because Princess never gets tired of taking care of me. I think she's going to miss me when I'm away. Would you spend a lot of time with her, Amy? I don't want her to get too lonely.
You can depend on me, Mr. Flynn. I'll spend a lot of time with her and take good care of her. I promise.
That makes me feel a lot better. She sure is important to me.
Hi, Dad.
Hi, how are things going over here?
Great, Dad. Mr. Flynn's telling me all about Princess.
Amy's promised me that she'll take very good care of her.
I think Amy knows how important a promise is.
Princess and I are going to have a lot of fun together. Taking care of Princess was real fun at first. She and I would walk all over town together. Mr. Flynn said that guide dogs are taught to understand about 30 commands and are trained to stop when they come to a curb or step. Guide dogs can't tell red lights from green lights, but they are taught to watch for cars when they come to an intersection. Mr. Flynn said that guide dogs can help blind people lead normal lives again, like having a new pair of eyes. When I would go over to feed Princess, she'd be waiting for me. I never knew that animals get lonely too. Mr. Flynn was right. Animals do depend on us. Taking care of Princess was a lot of work. Mr. Flynn said that animals depend on us, so we should always think about them for ourselves. But that can be real hard. After a while, I got tired of taking care of Princess. I wanted to do other things.
Hi, Amy.
Hi, Laurie. Hi, Tia.
You want to go to Tracy's house?
I can't. I still have to take Princess for a walk today.
Aren't you tired of taking care of that dog? You can't do anything.
I wish I could, but I can't.
Oh, well, if you want to spend your whole life with the dog. See you tonight?
Yeah,
Sorry you can't come, Amy.
it's okay. I don't mind.
Come on, Taya. Bye, Amy.
They're gonna be here any minute.
What time will you be home tonight?
Laurie's mother's gonna bring us home at 9 o'clock.
Have you fed Princess?
Oh, no, not yet. There they are. Would you feed her for me, Dad?
Amy, I didn't promise to take care of Princess. You did. Didn't you?
Yes.
She's your responsibility. You didn't take Princess for a walk today either.
I was too busy, Mom.
I don't call going over to Tracy's being busy.
Busy or not, you made a promise to Mr. Flynn. Now go on over and take care of that dog. Your friends can wait.
Princess? Princess? Princess! Princess!
looked everywhere for Princess after she left. My mom and dad were pretty mad at me when I told them what happened. But they didn't punish me or anything. They knew how terrible I already felt. They even helped me look for Princess, but I still couldn't find her. I guess Princess didn't think I was very dependable. How would I find her?
Princess!
My dad said that it would be a good idea to put an ad in the newspaper asking if anyone had seen Princess. I used the money that I was saving for my puppy to buy the ad. After losing Princess, my puppy wasn't so important anymore. I had to find Princess. I promised Mr. Flynn that I would take care of her. But even the ad didn't seem to help. The day before Mr. Flynn was coming home, Princess was still gone. Mom?
Yes?
What should I tell Mr. Flynn?
You have to tell him the truth. That's the only thing you can tell him.
But what if he gets mad at me?
He probably will be upset with you. Let him know how hard you're looking for Princess.
I wish I could just run away.
I know it's not easy. But some things in life we just have to do. Like taking care of pets and keeping promises that we make. Now you have to tell Mr. Flynn what happened.
I know I have to, but it's so hard. Mr. Flynn loves Princess and needs her.
I know.
Amy, is that you?
Yes, Mr. Flynn. How do you feel?
Fine, just a little stiffness in my leg. Where's Princess? I thought she'd be out here to greet me.
She ran away, Mr. Flynn. I guess I forgot to shut the gate. I came over in the morning, it was open, and Princess was gone.
When did she go away?
3 days ago. I'm sorry, Mr. Flynn. I've been looking so hard for her.
You promised you'd take care of her. I depended on you. Don't cry, Amy.
Aren't you mad at me?
No. Getting mad won't bring Princess back.
I'm sorry I broke my promise.
Listen, everyone's broken a promise at least once in their life.
Have you, Mr. Flynn?
Yes. I remember I once promised my little sister I'd take her to the circus with me. I don't know why. Instead, I took my friend.
Did you get in trouble?
No. My father said, Thomas, I'm not going to punish you or even scold you. He says, I hope you've learned a lesson. And I did. You know what it was?
A promise is important.
Yes. And when we make a promise, we have to try our hardest to keep it.
I'm sorry I let you down, Mr. Flynn. I'll find Princess.
We'll find her together. That's all that matters now.
Is this the doll that you were looking for? Princess! Yes, thank you. Where did you find her? At the hospital. She was outside the front door, watching everyone. Oh, Princess. Let me get to the reward. Sorry it's all in nickels and stuff. I got it out of my puppy bank. That's okay. I'll put this in my own bank. Thanks again for finding her. You're welcome, and thank you. Oh, Princess, I've been looking everywhere for you.
Amy, is that you?
Hi, Mr. Flynn.
Princess, is that you? Princess! Princess! Oh, what a good girl. Where did you find her?
I put an ad in the newspaper, and a little boy brought her over. He said that he found her near the hospital.
She must have been looking for me. What a good girl, Princess. I sure did miss you. Sit down. Yeah, that's a girl. Thank you for finding her, Amy. You put the ad in the paper yourself?
Yeah, I used the money that I was saving.
What about your puppy?
I guess I'll start over. Now I know what it really means to have a puppy.
You know, I'm going to need some help around here. Someone to help me with Princess. Would you help me take care of her?
You trust me after what happened?
Of course I do.
I'd love to, Mr. Flynn. Thank you.
Thank you.
I learned a lot of things that summer, like how important promises are and how much responsibility it takes to have a pet. They depend on us, just like Mr. Flynn depends on Princess. When I got my puppy, I promised myself that I would be responsible and always think of him before myself. Mr. Flynn said that's what love is, and animals need love, just like we do.
In scanning the film, I would check in periodically, but it didn't have sound to listen to, so I didn't really know how this story was going to play out. Whew. All right. So we'll watch Stand Up For Yourself tomorrow. But coincidentally, somebody mentioned in the comments Nervous Norvis and the song Transfusion, which has the crash sound effect with the scream in it. And it's not the Wilhelm scream, it's a different scream. Well, guess what? This next film has that. And this is about drinking and driving. It's called The Party's Over. And this is the second film that I have that has that title. Enjoy.
Drinking drivers kill or injure over 800,000 people each year. This is the story of one of them.
Hey, that's really a pretty darn good pumpkin, Joey. Well, what do you think, Jim?
That is a great pumpkin, son. I think we have an artist in the making here. Listen, I'll try to be back for the party, but I have to take the truck into the shop first.
Well, try really hard, because Joey's got a costume that'll scare you to death.
Oh, yeah? Great.
All right.
Bye-bye, son.
Bye, Daddy.
Bye.
Bye, Daddy.
Bye-bye.
On that last Halloween Friday he'll never be able to forget, Jim Kellogg left for work, did his job,
Hey, does that mean
joked with his boss, had lunch, finished his shift, and started to leave, just as he had every day that week.
Hey, Jim. Hey, Jim, you got time for a cold beer?
I can't, Don. I'd like to, but I gotta take my truck into the garage before they close. They said they'd have it for me by Monday if I get it in before 5:30.
Man, that thing's gonna nickel and dime you to death.
Tell me about it.
When are you gonna get rid of it?
But on that last Halloween Friday, Jim Kellogg was to make 3 very bad decisions, one of which would destroy his life. Later, it will be said by the county coroner that the lives of a lot of people who do what Jim Kellogg did appear to have been sabotaged by their own brains.
Yeah, I got time for a beer. I'll see you there.
That's great. See you there.
Piece of junk.
It is the most amazingly complex organ in the universe. So sophisticated, no known computer can begin to duplicate its countless functions. It is the awesome 3-pound marvel that fits so snugly within your skull, the incredible masterpiece you call your brain. Injure it, and you can become a vegetable in a second. A disaster always more likely without seatbelts. But accidents aren't the only thing that can injure your brain. A whole pharmacy of drugs can do it, including the psychedelics, the narcotics, the amphetamines, the barbiturates, and that all-time favorite of so many people everywhere, alcohol, which can eat away the brain's judgment and decision-making abilities with the corrosive power of concentrated acid, as so many drinking drivers know so well.
Yeah, for sure. I have a short history of drunk driving arrests, but on this one night, I decided to get smashed anyway. On the way home, I was driving on the freeway, and this guy was driving real slow in my lane, and so I decided to bump into his bumper and accelerate and push him. It was crazy. He got the picture, and he got out of my lane. I think back on it, man, it was crazy. It was stupid. I could have killed myself. And the other guy, too.
Well, I'd been to a party with some friends, and I was the one elected to drive home because everyone thought that I was more sober than the rest of them. And on the way home, people kept blinking their lights and beeping their horns and screaming at us going down the freeway, and we couldn't understand why, and so we just continued going. Well, it turned out we were going north on the southbound lane of the freeway, and we got almost all the way back to the base before the police caught up with us, and that was a distance of about 50 miles.
Get the point? If you've ever been there, you know exactly how it can feel. You're out there behind the wheel with a few more drinks than you wish you'd had, and your eyes try to seek out potential hazards, but they don't focus or see as they should. And you hope you don't meet anything unexpected like a detour or a construction zone. Or a tailgating car or truck that would require a quick decision or response, because neither your mind nor muscles are ready to do anything quick. But because your brain's good judgment centers have been drugged, you may sometimes feel that you're doing just fine. Then, suddenly, a squad car is in your mirrors, and the very thing you've been afraid of is right there behind you. And after you finally find a spot to pull over and off the road, you'll try as hard as you can to clear your mind, collect your thoughts, and act as sober as possible. But it isn't easy.
Good evening, sir. The reason I stopped you is for driving with your lights out. I'd like to see your driver's license and registration, please.
Okay.
That's it. End of one bad dream and the beginning of another.
Mr. Baker, do you know of anything
Because
wrong
getting
with your
busted,
lights or your
booked,
lights trying
and
to
jailed for
How much
drunk
have you been
driving
tonight?
can give you sweaty hands and sleepless nights for a good long time.
Would you step out of the car, please?
But then, most people know how alcohol affects their judgment and performance, don't they?
I do. One of the reasons I never get in trouble, I know my limits. I never drive after drinking.
Yeah, I don't either. You know, there's a lot of difference in how you think and feel after one drink than after several.
Absolutely right. But the critical thing is that the more alcohol an individual consumes, the worse driving performance gets. Which is precisely the reason how much a driver drinks is a matter of life or death on the highways. But most people know all that, too. Right?
Yeah, they taught us about that in alcohol class on the base.
I heard about it at DWI school.
They taught us a lot of facts about alcohol and driving in driver's ed.
Fact. Alcohol is an anesthetic drug, quite similar to surgical ether in both its chemistry and effects. Fact. When ingested, alcohol rapidly affects vision, hearing, and motor skills. Fact. There are no sober-up-fast remedies. Only time removes alcohol from the body. Fact. When alcohol is ingested with other drugs, the combination can be fatal. Fact. In any amount, alcohol can impair driving performance, and you can be seriously impaired without being legally drunk. Fact. Alcohol kills and injures more young people in traffic each year than any other single thing. But of all the facts that have been written, published, and taught about the effects of alcohol on driving, one of the most important facts of all is simply this. Alcohol can demolish your ability to make good judgments and decisions with the force of a pile driver. A process that can begin with the very first drink for a drinker who plans to drive.
Hey, it's got good brakes. Well, I haven't seen you guys in a couple of days. Well, we haven't had anything to celebrate lately. What do you have?
Oh, whatever you got on draft will be all right.
Yeah, same here.
For Jim Kellogg, it begins now. Decisions about drinking and driving. Many are possible, many are necessary. But there are at least 3 decisions affecting life or death. Number 1, will you drink at all?
What do you have?
I'll have a draft.
Okay.
With your car keys in your pocket and the sure knowledge that you may drive later, that first decision should never be taken lightly. Because the very first effects of alcohol are on judgment. And one of the many reasons so very many drinkers cause so much trouble in and out of bars is the amount of risk they're willing to take when sober so often increases so much after drinking. Decision number 2, how much will you drink? Whether you're drinking at home, at a bar, at an office party, at a picnic, in the backyard, at a keg party, at a formal affair, on the base, or wherever. Remember, you are responsible for knowing how much alcohol it takes to make you intoxicated. But because alcohol impairs the brain's best decision-making abilities so rapidly, even experienced drinkers like Jim Kellogg should understand that the decision to stop drinking gets harder the more they've had to drink.
Hey, did you pick up on what Charlie told the boss last Monday morning?
Oh, last Monday morning, I was so hungover, I didn't hear what anybody said to anybody.
That's for sure.
So what did he say?
I can't repeat it in front of a lady.
Excuse
What'd he
me.
say?
You folks ready for another? Yeah, sure, why not?
Don't forget your truck now.
No, forget that truck. I'll fix it next week. Hey, what has it done for me lately?
Get the point? Promises and good intentions made before the first drink are so often broken or forgotten after the last drink, aren't they?
I'll only have a couple.
Sure, I'll be home for dinner.
Just one more, waiter, then we'll order lunch.
Don't worry, I won't drive if I've had too much.
I'll try to be back for Joey's party.
Sure. And perhaps the most frightening of all is the total blackout in which drinkers can't remember anything they said or did. Embarrassing to forget what you had for dinner last night, or who you may have insulted at the party. Terrifying not to remember what you did in your car.
Is your name Alan J. Michaels?
Yes.
Mr. Michaels, we have a warrant for your arrest, charging with felony hit-and-run driving.
Hit and run? No, you must be mistaken. It just isn't me.
We had witnesses that saw you driving your car last night at 10:30.
No, it can't be.
Would you get your coat, Mr. Michaels, and come with us, please?
It can happen like that to drinkers who drive.
I don't suppose you guys want another.
No, I gotta go.
But for almost every drinker, like Jim Kellogg, at some point in the drinking, the desire for self-preservation and survival makes something click in the brain's lower levels, and the drinking stops.
I gotta go. I'll see you tomorrow.
Tomorrow is Saturday, dummy. See you Monday, if you could make it.
Yeah. Monday.
Are you okay to drive?
Yeah, I'm okay to drive.
Well, take it easy. It is Halloween, you know.
Sure. See ya.
And now, at just this moment, it's time for the third and by far the most crucial decision drinkers are called upon to make. Will you drive at all? Drinkers don't have to drive. They could call a cab, or a friend, or a parent, or even find a nice, safe place to sleep it off. Because anything is better than joining traffic while drunk. But because the brain's judgment centers have been drugged, that can be a difficult decision for the driver who's had too much. That's it. From this second, Jim Kellogg and other drivers like him are on their own. And there's just not very much his brain can do to help because it's been reduced to a pretty primitive response level. Not even adequate to help him fasten his safety belt or back up without hitting something. So, what's to do? That's a tough question. But a lot of drinkers and people who care about drinkers have some workable ideas. Listen to a few.
I've got the ability to say no thanks when I've had enough, and to say no when I don't feel like drinking at all. I mean, it's all right not to drink.
When I was in the service and we went out drinking, we decided that one of us would always stay sober, drive the rest of us back to the base. We took turns at it. It really seemed to work out for us.
I signed a contract with my parents to phone them for advice or transportation at any time if I'm ever in a situation where I've had too much to drink. And they'll come and pick me up with no questions asked.
I signed it too. It's called a contract for life. It not only requires me to pick up my daughter, but it obliges me to get safe transportation home just in case I've had too much to drink.
Well, if I know I'm going to be drinking, I make my transportation plans in advance. I mean, I know how I'm going home before I take my first drink.
Well, I was at this party, and my buddy was getting kind of drunk. So I kind of sneaked off and went to his car, and I took his coil wire out so he couldn't drive. You know the saying, friends don't let friends drive drunk.
Yeah, I think that's right. Only I'd call him a cab or let him sleep it off at my place or something. Maybe I'd even drive him home myself.
The trouble with me and drinking is that my best intentions go right out the window with my third or fourth drink. But I didn't give up drinking. I gave up driving.
Some good ideas there. You might want to consider one or two.
Okay, I want you to blow into this like you're blowing up a balloon. Now you keep blowing until I tell you to stop, all right?
Okay. But just in case you think all that's irrelevant, or couldn't possibly apply to you, be advised that the party's over, and there's a brand new mood in society today. From the grassroots to the very top, people are mad. And the days of leniency for the highway drunk are over. If you drink, that's your business. But if you drink and drive, that's everybody's business. Because highway drunks have been declared top targets for identification and conviction. So whether first offenders or DWI repeaters or intoxicated drivers, the party's over. Which brings us back to Jim Kellogg, whose drugged brain has been reduced to such a primitive response level that none of his senses are anywhere near sharp enough to let him identify highway hazards or predict what other drivers might do. And his sober ability to decide his best responses to traffic conditions has disappeared, along with the motor skills which would let him perform safely. In short, Jim Kellogg is a driving disaster, unable to handle anything he meets, whether vehicles or unexpected pedestrians, like trick-or-treaters. To sum it up, Jim Kellogg is a kind of ticking time bomb, with little awareness of what he's doing or the near misses he's just had. But at least he made it home in one piece. Perhaps in a way, Jim Kellogg could be called a very lucky man.
Jim, is that you? Well, it's about time you got home. Did you forget the kids' Halloween party? Everybody's already gone home. But Joey's out in the driveway to scare you with his pumpkin. Didn't you see him? Boy, you're really a mess. You know that? Go on, get out of here and go to bed. Sleep it off. Joey! Joey, time to come in, honey. Joey! Joey, where are you?
Of course, it's anything but lucky to run over your own little boy in your own driveway.
Joey!
But things like that can happen to people who drive drunk.
Joey!
Now, this dollhouse is an antique. How can you tell? No Pampers. Pampers? I was thinking of trying a newer brand. Why? Dryness is what quilted Pampers are all about. Pampers Susan wore when she was born were good, but these quilted Pampers stay twice as dry. Twice as dry? Sure. Wet both and wait. Quilted Pampers stay twice as dry. Dryer's gotta feel better. Sure does. And that advice is on the house.
Quilted Pampers stay twice as dry as before.
I needed some sort of palate cleanser, and baby's butts on Pampers did the trick. All right, so we all knew what was going to happen in that film. We knew that it was going to happen. Party's over. We absolutely, I mean, you predicted it in the comments. We knew this is how it was going to play out. So the interesting thing is there were some amazing visuals in there of the skull cut in half, the brain with acid dripping on it, and then the crushing the skull. Holy cow. Well, it turns out that this company, Parker Productions, also did Accident Report, where a brain is cut in half, and you get to see inside the brain. So that has certainly traumatized some of you, because you keep bringing it up. So this company is known for the provocative imagery and story. But yeah, we knew it was going to happen. Anyways, thanks for joining us today. We will see you tomorrow. Thanks, Kevin, for supporting us via the super thanks button. And let's watch some more films tomorrow. Maybe I'll have some films from the 70s tomorrow. It won't be so 80s-ish, which is all that super conservative slapback to punishment, and not the hippy-dippy love fest that the 70s were. So anyways, we will see you tomorrow. Everybody have a great rest of your day. Thank you for your support. Hit the thumbs up, hit the like button, even though you were traumatized by what we showed you today. See you soon. Take care.